Hello Ace, this is RetroTK2 and today we're back making our Pokémon Rom Hack. Last time, if you remember, we finally got the text loaded on the title screen, Ace, and it looks a little bit something like this. Yes, fantastic. Of course the palette is still messed up, no idea why that is, but hey, whatever. So today what I did want to do was, I wanted to actually interpret our Pokémon Rom as a hex in C#. But one thing I want to do first, because I was doing a little bit of research beforehand and I came across this. This is a GBA emulator, or at least it's a Game Boy emulator, written in C#. Now what would be fantastic is if we could bring this into Unity, have it set up so that this could emulate our game, because then it could mean that we could go through and set breakpoints and then actually look in Visual Studio with this. So we're going to try and set that up in this episode and see how we get on. It could be a complete bust. I'm not saying that the actual emulator itself is bad. It's just, it could be, I mean, you've seen the series is it's setback after setback. So I'm certainly not expecting this thing to work ever. But we'll see how we get on and we'll go with it. So let's just, I'm just going to download the actual zip and we're actually going to clone the repository. I suppose if this does actually work, then we can clone the repository, make a submodule in our Git repository for this ROM hack and have it like that. So let's go and have a little look and see if this actually all works or doesn't work or whatever. Now, as I said, I'm not holding out that much hope on this, just because this is really complicated and even at the best of times, I haven't got a clue what is going on with our emulators. But let's see if we can get this working so we can open it up and have a look at it. I didn't really want to open it with 2015, but we'll go with it. Yes, we will trust it. So we might necessarily be able to put this into Unity, but we might be able to run it the way that we were running it with Visual Studio, or sorry, Visual Boy, and then have a separate solution folder. Not sure, yes, not sure. No, don't ask me for every single project in the solution. Yeah, firstly, let's try and see if we can actually make this thing run. That'll probably be a better idea. Nintendo logo, wow, this is pretty awesome. Okay, let's try and open it with Visual Studio 2017 actually. Yes, that was my fault. Standard retro. Messing about. Okay, let's right click, open with 2017. Okay, so probably the one that we will want to be running is the Windows Forms, I assume. This one. No, not the decompiler one. Sorry, this one. Nope, maybe not. Disastrous. Are we still loading? Is that what this is? Did that notice my computer's just being really slow, yes? Perhaps a combination of, oh, it's ReSharper, of course. Probably be a very, oh, Weavers as well? Oh, wow. So if this is what I think it is, yes, this is actually going to be doing something known as IL weaving. IL, incidentally, is the, yeah, it is as well, is the, it stands for, I believe it's intermediate language or interpreted language. I can't remember actually. What's up about the internet? IL C#, intermediate language, and so C# compiles down to this intermediate language. But what can happen is that you can actually weave code into DLL or assembly that's already been built. You can change the IL code after it's been built, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Is the problem that mono? Okay, yeah. I wonder if we can go and search for these. There's a way to do this where you go and actually search for these using, I believe it's Nougat. Monocell, yeah, I've seen that before. That should be no bother to get. Any updates? Is that the problem? Foodie cell? Yeah, sure. I've used Foddy before, actually, to be fair, and then yeah, Foddy will get that all as well. That's cool. And we can apparently start. I wonder if it's the decompiler or the emulator that we want to use. Probably the emulator. Core Visual Assembler. No idea which one to go with this, but we'll just start it up and pray. You see, this is so cool. Like, if we can make this work, this is cool. I'm not holding out any hope that it's going to do anything, yes, but sure, we'll go with it. It's built, which is good. This is a really positive start. There's no way it's going to work first time. No way. I don't believe it. Okay. Yes, it's a Game Boy one. It's not a Game Boy Advance one. Okay, so I thought it was, and I completely mess up and misinterpret that. I'm almost certain it said Game Boy. Nope, Game Boy Emulator. It's just a Game Boy Emulator. It is not a GBA Emulator. Game Boy Advance in Game Boy Color mode. Emulated hardware, Game Boy Advance in Game Boy Color mode. Okay, so yeah. So it's a Game Boy Emulator. You idiot, Retro. Okay, so let's go and see if there is an actual GBA one. They're all Game Boy emulators, yes. GBA Emulator in C#. Playing around with C# 2.0 a year or so ago, I put together a GBA emulator in it to see what kind of speed I could get. It runs full speed with sound on, okay, source is released. Okay, cool. And it's not there. That's a pain. Okay, so nice, all details. Good, good, good. Okay, so hopefully this has been solved. Didn't know you were interested. I'm interested. Gary, I'm extremely interested. Please, Gary, please. Don't listen to him, Gary. He says the emulator is very limited mass appeal. The specs are way too high. Now, admittedly, of course, for commercial, I say commercial, the thing's free anyway, but if you were just wanting to play GBA games, of course, what he says is completely correct. But if we could get in and have the power of Visual Studio, checking out the different, just being able to debug in Visual Studio, at least I think that I want this. This could be something that would be like, in practice, it would be a nightmare. I don't know. Okay, so first of all, English is not my native language. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, he's talking about managed state and stuff, and that's way out of my expertise. I think an awful lot of this stuff is out of my expertise, but this is what developing is. It's just getting down and trying to see, hey, what if I did this mad thing that hasn't been attempted since 2006? Why not? Huh? Sure, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No, talking MU talk. I refuse to believe that that Gary would stop. I refuse to believe that Gary would stop. I'm pretty sure Gary would continue going. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Yeah, right enough. Because then, okay, so GBA emulator, if it exists on Windows Phone, technically it's written in C# anyway, so you could technically play it on a normal computer. Please, making a GBA advanced ROM file using ARC. Okay, I don't know whether I want that. I probably do want that at some point. Are there many good tutorials on writing GBA advanced? Jeez, let's go and make an emulator race. I can't even make a Pokemon Rom Hack, but let's go and make a GBA emulator. I don't know if it's an acceptable question for Core, but I did some searching and I'll share what I discovered so far. Okay. A good starting place for writing emulators in general is a tutorial on how to make a Game Boy emulator in JavaScript, which is just amazing, to be fair. Like, that is so brilliant. Resource documentation, the architecture. Okay, so full technical for, okay, Game Boy Advance specifications. Another spec is, okay, some open source Game Boy Advance for emulators. Okay, C#, C#, C#. Oh, no, Gary. Oh, Gary. Gary. Oh, Gary Linscott. Why, Gary? Why you gotta do this to me, Gary? Ah, dear. Insert South Park reference here. Let's try this one. Gary Linscott? Yeah, okay, Linscott. Gary Linscott GitHub. Please, Gary, please. Come on, Gary. Fish test. I don't even know if this is the same Gary Linscott. Apologies to both, I guess. Leela Chess. Stockfish. Oh yeah, repository. Sorry, yes. You can tell I don't really use GitHub that much. I'm mostly a GitLab sort of guy. Is there? No, there's not. Okay. I don't even know if that's the same Gary. C# GBA emulator. 2006, 2000. Oh my goodness. I mean, if we got a DS that was wrote in C#, that would be pretty cool. Because then you could play the GBA on there. Maybe. My goodness, what am I doing? Okay, so let's have a look and see if Gary's mentioned. This is a lot of fun, I must admit. Yes, I mean, it's okay. So, port of ZZ Boys and SNES emulator for GBA. Oh, so it's a SNES emulator for the GBA. Sorry, idiot. Me, not Gary, of course. When you feel like you're so close. Okay, making a Game Boy Advance ROM using, okay, I don't know whether that's going to be useful or not. See, now I went down this path, Ace, and said I was going to make a video on it. I kind of want to go and see if we can get anywhere. Meet the developer behind several gaming emulators. Written in C#, Game Boy Advance Emulator, 2013. Fairly recent. Meet the developer beside... Okay. Lad, I don't know who you are, but you're probably going to be my Samuel Blanchard. No doubt that you're going to be a hero here, lad. With the... Okay, sanctuary referred to certain types of games, and when small, many players turn to emulators to get their fix. Or scarcity, sorry, yes, my reading is terrible. Unless... So, let's go and have a look at the Windows App Store. App Store, is it? I can't even... It shows you how much I use it. Store? Is it just store? Yeah, Microsoft Store, okay. Shambles. Shambles as always is. Okay, let's go and search GBA Emulator. Emulator? No. And it kind of makes sense that wouldn't exist. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Okay, what do you have in store for Windows Phone? The emulation process use Port of Visual Boy Advance. Family has 3 members now, and the VV takes a lot of time. Forget it. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. It's written in C++, so it shouldn't be too hard to port over. Man, I don't know about that. Jeez, do I want to go and port over a flipping... No is the answer to that question. Yes, I do not want to go and port over Visual Boy Advance. Ever. I never, ever want to port Visual Boy Advance over to C++, C Sharp. If I can avoid it. Maybe it's a better way of saying it. Let me... I mean, this is, I suppose, one of those things in development days that happens so many times. A lot of the time, actually, it's usually more... It seems to happen... Game Boy Advance, yeah. Yep. I'm not going to be tricked again by Crystal Boy. So yeah, this tends to happen quite a lot in development, where you will be developing... You say you're developing a tool or something like that, and you're like, oh, but then I could do this, and this, and make this a fully functioning system. But that thing that you could do would possibly take 6 months to develop, and then you're also trying to create a game on top of that. And don't forget, you're making a game. You're not creating a framework, or you're not creating an engine. You're making the game. And usually you want the game to be the priority. The thing is, though, that this would... And it's usually, it always comes back to that. It's like, well, but this could be so beneficial to whatever it is you're developing. And it could be, there's no doubt about it. Like, if I could create an emulator that would run Pokémon in C# within Unity, that would be amazing. It really would be amazing. And you could just breakpoint in, go and get all your offsets, whatever you wanted. The only problem is, I mean, I can barely even get a get a title screen to change. It's just, you know what I mean. You talk about mammoth tasks, like it's shambolic. GarboDev is a new open source GBA emulator written in C# 2.0. Excellent, Gary Scott. Gary. Project select, please. Oh, Gary. Gary. It's hard to believe that this was all going on like 12 years ago, whenever I was in whatever school or whatever it was. There was people on creating Game Boy Advance emulators in C#. It's one of those things that myself at that time would have been so happy to be a part of. And unfortunately, these links are older than time itself. Gary Linscott. Gary, I want to find your emulator. GBA emulator. Is it him? Yes, and this Snezzle. I wonder if that's Gary as well. Like, it seems so weird. This guy Gary, he seems like a big hard hitter in the GBA space. You know, I'm probably saying Gary Linscott, and everyone's like, you don't know Gary Linscott, and you're trying to create a Pokemon ROM? What? Sorry, yeah. Apologies, Gary. I'm not sure. With another fix for it. Jeez, this guy seems class. This guy seems like the type of guy you really want making the emulators. It'd be cool to see his emulator, his C# emulator. SNES, yes, of course. So Gary Linscott is the one who would do it. Unfortunately, Gary Linscott no longer creates this stuff. Or creates the... Oh, hello? Maybe? Subake, what? Oh, okay. Forwardcoding.com. And this is the one that was, yeah, dead. It's a shame this was all before the days of Facebook or YouTube, or you could just, have that link to a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or something, and that code would all be there. Sad that that sort of thing doesn't exist anymore. Or sorry, a GitHub account. God, that'd be so useful. Anyway, do we keep going? I'll go for another couple of minutes here, looking for this thing and see how we get on. One of those sorts of videos, which just not really so much happens. I tell you what, let's have a look at the Visual Boy advanced source code. Now, I must admit this, I really don't want to get bogged down in this, because this is real heavy duty stuff. Like M4, I don't even know what M4 is. Yep. Thing is, though, you could still use the breakpoints even if you were using source code, which is something to think about, right? I don't even know what this is wrote in. How to write an emulator. My goodness. Okay, cool. So it's definitely okay. So this Gary Linscott is 100%. He is the guy. He is the one. I wonder if it would be worth firing off a message to Gary. Sign in to view email. Oh, I haven't got a clue. Yes, I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to email Gary. Okay, so this Gary Linscott, is he the same as this Gary Linscott? Nope, that could be a different Gary Linscott. No, that is the same one. Okay. Well, okay, tell you what we're going to do this. We are going to email Gary Linscott. I don't know if I've got a sign in here. Let's have a little look and see if we do. Shows you how much I use GitHub. Yes, I don't even have an account. Oh dear. So just in case Gary Linscott doesn't want his email to be made public, we are going to blur it out, and we are going to go and send him a message. Okay, let's go and create a message. To young Gareth. C# GBA Emulator. Recipients will be Gary's blurred out email address, of course. And what do we do? Okay, hello Gary. Hello Gary, I'm a YouTuber creating a... Oh, really? Go away. Creating a Pokémon series, ROM hacking series. Retro TK. See, I don't want to leave a link in there just in case on YouTube, just in case it goes into the spam folder. I heard. I'm trying to think. Retro composes an email. Terrible. I have heard. I seen. No, I just put it out. Okay. I seen that you created a GBA emulator. My goodness, emulator. Gee. Way back in C#, way back in 2006. I was wondering if there is a website I can get it from, since I think it would really help with the development of my GBA ROM project. My goodness. Many thanks, Gary. Many thanks. Retro, that'll do. Retro TK2, sure, why not 3? No, TK2. Hello Gary, I'm a YouTuber creating the Pokémon Rom Hacking series, Retro TK2 on YouTube. I saw that you created a GBA emulator in C# way back in 2006. I was wondering if there was a website I could download it from, since I believe it would really help with the development of my GBA ROM project. Many thanks, RetroTK2. Okay, so we're going to send this to Gary, and hopefully it'll all work out. Send, go, 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 my pretty, go. And we will leave it at that for this episode, yes, I believe. There's not a heck of a lot else I can do. We had an idea. Sorry, I had an idea. Went down this path, and one of those research episodes, one of those ones that nothing really happens in this. This is one of those episodes actually I could have probably done off screen, but I really like, with this series I really want it to be that I don't hide anything in the development process of anything. I mean, you're working with something that's fairly complex. I mean, it's a Pokémon Rom Hack, so it's not usually your conventional gaming project, but I don't want to hide anything. I want you guys to see exactly what goes into making a game, all of the successes that we get, although they haven't been that frequent, and definitely all of these failures, because you're definitely going to have more failures than you are successes, but it's the big successes that make you feel all proud and happy about being a computer game developer. Anyway, not exactly the greatest episode on the planet. Even the ones that have failures in them were probably a little bit more interesting than that, but sure, we'll leave it at that. Hopefully Gary will get back and I'll be able to show you a C# emulator working perhaps in the next episode. So yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this series. I am having a ton of fun with it. It seems like we're making some sort of progress with it, but yeah. You can email me at retroticket2@gmail.com to tell me if you know Gary. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.